Imagine a world where telepathy isn't just science fiction, but as common as a handshake.
Right. Where minds are open books, thoughts are transparent.
And you can even, like, move things with your will.
Mm-hmm.
You might think, okay, in that world, crime would just vanish. Deception. Impossible, right?
Seems logical.
But what if I told you human nature, with all its quirks and desires, would simply adapt?
Yeah, that's the gist.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a story that shows exactly that, how even with psi powers everywhere, people still find ingenious, sometimes kind of hilarious ways to fix things.
It's a fascinating thought experiment, really, because it forces us to look at that fundamental human drive. To outwit, to get an edge, that feeling of pride.
Well, things don't just disappear.
No, they adapt. Imagine trying to bluff someone who can literally read your thoughts. It's not about hiding your cards anymore.
It's hiding your intentions, right?
Exactly. A whole new level of deception.
That's the core tension, isn't it? This story, The Big Fix by George O. Smith, it really digs into that. We're going to uncover how, even with these widespread extrasensory abilities, the basic quirks of human behavior, well, they remain the ultimate exploit. This isn't just some sci-fi romp. It's about a guy, Wally Wilson, caught between a powerful crime boss and the law.
A classic setup.
And he's forced to fix the Kentucky Derby in this impossible way, using basically psychology to outwit everyone.
Okay, let's dive in. Where does it start?
So let's jump right into this psi-powered reality with Wally. He's a bookmaker, and he's smack in the middle of a high-stakes poker game.
And the poker game, right off the bat, shows us that telepathy doesn't kill deception. It just elevates it.
Yeah, elevates is a good word.
A game of chance becomes this dizzying display of skill. It demands, as the story says, better control and longer training.
Right, mastering the new art of bluffing.
In a world of open minds.
Okay, so picture Wally. He's holding a killer hand, a pat straight flush.
Wow.
But he's actively projecting something weaker. He's thinking full house, but betting like he's got, a week 3 of a kind.
So he's juggling multiple things at once.
Totally. He's trying to read Phil Howland, whose mind is kind of leaky, dealing with the Greek, who's like a total mental blackout,
Impenetrable.
and Chicago Charlie, who's sending out deliberately misleading thoughts.
All while shielding his own intentions.
Exactly. It's this incredible mental juggling act.
Right.
And there's an $8,000 pot on the line.
The layers of mental defense and offense, just for poker, it highlights how complex everything gets when everyone can potentially peek inside your head.
Suggest people build even more elaborate mental shields, right?
Precisely. It's not just about reading thoughts, it's about manipulating the perception of those thoughts.
So Wally's navigating this mental minefield, the stakes are super high, and then, boom, a new challenge literally walks through the door.
Okay,
It's Tomboy Taylor. And she brings a demand that makes this psychic poker game look like child's play.
The game just stops.
Oh yeah, instantly. She walks in, she commands the room. She's described as a Thionite dream-like, stunningly beautiful, but she's smoking this huge Pittsburgh stogie, a cigar. Wally kind of notes it keeps her from being, someone's companion.
Interesting details. So she's a messenger.
Yep, Barcelona's messenger. And she's there specifically for Wally.
Our Barcelona, the big boss.
The big boss.
Okay, connecting this to the bigger picture. Barcelona isn't just asking for a favor here, is he? This feels like a setup.
Oh, Wally smells a trap immediately.
Right. Or maybe a monumental challenge. Barcelona's confidence in Wally, even though the task seems impossible, it suggests a deeper game. Is he testing Wally? Making a statement?
Could be both.
Yeah.
And we find out just how impossible this demand is pretty quickly. Nora, that's Tomboy's real name, we learned. She relays the request. Barcelona wants Wally to fix the Kentucky Derby.
Okay. Standard mob stuff, maybe?
Not quite. Not just fix it to win money. He wants 3 specific horses. Flying Heels, Moonbeam, and Lady Grace to finish first, second, and third.
Wait, in that exact order?
In that exact
yeah,
order.
Okay, that's ambitious.
Ambitious. Wally basically laughs. He says, neither of them platers can even run that far, let alone running ahead.
Platers. So they're terrible horses.
Terrible's an understatement. We find out later they were literally refused by the National Association of Dog Food Canners.
Wow. Okay, so the demand is utterly absurd.
Glaringly absurd.
The audacity is key here. And Nora's role, you mentioned her dual nature. Beautiful, but tough.
Yeah, and that cigar isn't just like a prop. Wally senses it's a mind's length barrier, a shield.
keeping her thoughts private.
But just for a split second, her shield kind of flickers, and Wally catches this glimpse of admiration for him, which she immediately shuts down.
Interesting. Foreshadowing, maybe?
Maybe. But Barcelona's unwavering faith in Wally, even though Barcelona knows zilch about horse racing. That's the kicker. It's not about the horses.
It's about Wally, what Barcelona thinks Wally can do.
Exactly. It's a test of Wally's perceived genius.
Okay, so Wally's reeling from this impossible demand.
Yeah, his head must be spinning. And just when you think it can't get worse, Lieutenant Delancey shows up. Chicago PD.
Ah, the law enters the picture, so they know.
Not accusing Wally directly, not yet. But Delancey, he's got reach. A very strong mental impression of everything happening. He picks things up.
So he's a psychop.
A strong one, yeah.
This really shows how even with advanced psi detection, the law isn't perfect. It's still about human factors, right? Pressure, intimidation.
Totally. Delancey isn't just investigating, he's applying psychological pressure, reminding Wally about his family history, the consequences. It's mental warfare.
So even with psi powers, it's not just pure logic and evidence. The human element is still huge.
Seems like it. Delancey tells Wally he was just, relaxing in his car across town.
Right.
And he picks up this strong mental broadcast from some guy, Gimpy Gordon.
Gimpy Gordon, okay.
And Gimpy's thinking about betting $27 across the board on 3 various special nags at the Derby.
Let me guess. Flying Heels, Moonbeam, and Lady Grace.
Bingo. Delancey knows the names, and he confirms just how bad they are. Repeats the bet about the dog food canners rejecting them.
Rubbing it in.
And as another twist, because of some old blue laws against Sunday racing, the Derby has to run early, the horses have to finish before midnight Saturday.
Just adding to the pressure cooker.
And then he brings up Wally's family, this legacy of Psi-Men.
Ah, the lineage thing.
Mentions Fireman O'Leary, a pyrotic, someone who controls fire, who apparently assaulted horses with heat.
Yikes.
And Wireless Wilson, who supposedly sent track info telepathically, basically saying, Psi talent runs in your family, Wally, so we're watching you extra close.
That's heavy, using his family against him. So the legal angle, betting's legal, but fixing isn't.
Right. Delancey spells it out. Betting is legal, redefined as buying a corporate share in the horse. Clever loophole.
Society adapting the laws.
The manipulating the outcome. Still very illegal. And then, just to really turn the screws, Delancey throws out this ridiculous threat.
What is it?
Threatens to arrest Wally and Nora for, wait for it, massive cohabitation, based on some ancient dusty law.
You're kidding.
Nope. It's totally absurd. Shows how outdated laws can be weaponized just for leverage. It's all about control.
Wow. So Delancey's just boxing him in. Got the mob on one side, the law on the other.
Exactly. It's about demonstrating power, making Wally feel trapped.
So Wally realizes this isn't just about fixing a race.
No, it's way deeper. It's a psychological chess match. He figures out Barcelona's real plan isn't about the money. The horses are too awful for that.
So what is it about?
It's about humiliating Wally. Showing him up, taking him down a peg, as the story puts it. It's personal.
Pride. That classic human motivator. This is where the story really dives deep, isn't it? Into human nature.
Definitely.
Barcelona, even with all his psi powers and defenses, he's still driven by pride and manipulation. His strategy is kind of brilliant in its cruelty.
Cruel, yeah. But Wally, he's described as a Psi-Man and a good one. He sees through it.
And starts planning his countermove.
Exactly. Turning Barcelona's own game against him. Using that predictable human irrationality.
But Barcelona's no fool. He's got defenses, right?
Oh, yeah. He surrounds himself with these hirelings. Their job. Just sit around thinking noisy thoughts.
A mental noise barrage, like static.
Right, to block telepaths. But Barcelona himself, he can concentrate right through it. Pretty formidable.
And sending Nora, Wally figures out why.
Yeah, he deduces it's threefold. 1, sheer contempt for Wally.
Ouch.
2, get Nora out of his own mental interference zone so she can witness Wally's failure.
Rub salt in the wound.
And 3, it actually doubles Barcelona's telepathic link to Wally, hoping to catch wind of any counterplans.
Very calculated.
Right.
But the key to Wally's counterplan, it involves that leak, right?
The leak to Gimpy Gordon. Barcelona deliberately fed Gimpy the inside dope about the horses.
Gimpy, the guy Delancey picked up on, described as a life's unfortunate, kind of scrambled thoughts.
Yeah. Mental processes meandered because of too much methyl, this story says. Often couldn't remember how he got stuff.
So Barcelona used Gimpy's unreliability to spread the wrong information, thinking it would just muddy the waters.
Seems like it. A brilliant, maybe arrogant move. flaunting his power over the chaos he creates.
But arrogance, often a blind spot.
And Wally sees how to use it.
Hmm.
So how does Wally work with someone like Gimpy?
Well, Wally's interaction with Gimpy is crucial. Gimpy's kind of clueless, but Wally plays him perfectly.
How?
He buttered the process, as the text says. He didn't cuff the bet, meaning he didn't offer to cover Gimpy's wager.
Okay. Why does that matter?
Because that convinced Gimpy the fix was real. If Wally knew it was a sure thing, he wouldn't lend Gimpy money to bet on it. He'd just plan to give him the winnings later. It's reverse psychology.
Clever. That's classic human thinking, even in a psi world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then Wally gives Gimpy a huge tip, $1,000, specifically to place bets on Barcelona's horses.
Knowing Gimpy.
Knowing Gimpy will be overjoyed, excited, practically radiating this inside dope, he'll spread it everywhere.
Creating a wildfire of false information, turning Barcelona's leak against him. Brilliant.
Absolutely. And Barcelona's reaction later,
Yeah.
when he realizes he's been had, it's compared to that childhood trick.
Oh, yeah, the gold tooth thing.
Don't put your tongue in the vacant place, and don't think of the words gold tooth, and it'll grow in natural gold.
And of course, what do you immediately do?
You think gold tooth and touch the spot? It highlights that power of suggestion, how people often do the opposite of what they're told, especially if there's a secret involved.
That desire for an edge, the inside scoop.
Exactly. Barcelona's fancy noisemakers couldn't shield him from those basic human biases.
Okay, so Derby Day arrives. The tension must be immense.
Palpable. The stage is set. Barcelona's there with his noisy crew.
Delancey's there with 4 officers, just watching.
And Nora's by Wally's side now.
The odds board lights up, shows the favorites,
Yeah.
and then way down at the bottom.
Our 3 heroes.
Our 3 mud turtles, Flying Heels, Moonbeam, Lady Grace. And the odds are astronomical. 100 to 1, 250 to 1, 500 to 1.
Wow. You could feel the crowd buzzing, right?
Oh, yeah. Because Gimpy did his job. The inside dope spread. Yeah.
And what happens?
A mass movement towards the mutual windows. Everyone wants in on the sure thing.
Even with psi receivers and trend predictors, the system gets swamped.
Completely overwhelmed by basic human greed and the desire to be in the know.
So the odds on those terrible horses, they start to shift.
Dramatically. First, they began to rise a bit, as expected. But then, as the rumor mill churned, the odds changed rapidly. They start looking like, well, like they actually could win.
But they can't. They're still terrible horses.
Absolutely terrible.
So Barcelona sees this.
He sees his own trap snapping back on him. Total horror.
Because all the money pouring onto his horses drives the odds down, way, way down.
So far down that even if, by some miracle, they won, the payout would be pennies because of breakage.
Right, the track keeps the fractions. With thousands betting small amounts, a win becomes almost worthless.
It's public humiliation for Barcelona, engineered purely by understanding people.
And Delancey's right there to narrate the failure.
Oh, yeah. He spells it out for Barcelona, crystal clear. He just parlayed some of the laws of human nature into a win for himself and a lose for you.
Oof. What laws does he mention?
The human desire to ride with a winner, the urge to get something for nothing, wanting to be on the inside track with a sure thing.
All those classic psychological buttons Wally pushed.
And the consequences for Barcelona. Delancey paints a vivid picture. 20,000 angry bettors whose sure thing finishes last.
What was the quote?
Making Torquemada ask permission to return to life for his second inquisition, this time with extrasensory tortures.
Quite the image. It really highlights Wally's brilliance. He didn't use psi to change the race, but the perception around it.
A much bigger blow to Barcelona's ego and wallet. Social engineering, like you said.
And amidst all this, Nora's transformation, that's significant too, right?
It is, quietly happening in the background. She asks Wally to call her Nora, dropping the tomboy persona.
A sign of respect. Or something more.
It seems like it. And Wally, he sets a condition. She has to act like a female, feminine, lady-type woman. Kind of old-fashioned maybe, but it hints at something changing between them.
And she asks about her role in it all.
Yeah, she asks, how about me, Wally? Like, where do I fit in your success? He confirms her admiration. She saw his genius up close.
A human connection forming right in the middle of this psi-powered con game.
Amazing, isn't it? So the climax. Wally offers Barcelona his fix. A legal fix.
How does that work?
Simple. Barcelona has to scratch his horses from the race. They can't run.
Okay. Saves face a little. Prevents the massive riot.
Prevents a riot, yeah. But there's a catch. Barcelona has to broadcast a thought, tell everyone telepathically that he'll refund their bets.
Out of his own pocket.
out of his own pocket. The track isn't liable since the horses were scratched.
Wow. So he loses big time, financially and publicly, beaten by human nature.
Completely. So the Derby runs, the three turtles don't, and Wally wins. Not by cheating the race, but by playing the crowd.
As Wally himself says at the end.
Human nature ain't changed a bit. It's just more complicated in an extrasensory sort of way.
Perfect summary. This whole deep dive into the big fix, it's such a great reminder, isn't it? Technology, abilities, they evolve.
But people,
The fundamental drivers, greed, belonging, wanting that inside scoop, pride, they stay pretty constant.
Wally's genius wasn't really his psi power, though it helped him read the situation.
No, his real genius was understanding the human condition, understanding those predictable irrationalities.
He knew you could change the rules, but not the player's basic motivation.
Exactly.
It's a powerful lesson.
Yeah.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Even for us, here, now.
Mm-hmm.
So here's something to mull over. In our own world, without obvious psi powers, how often are we swayed by the illusion of inside information? Or that urge to jump on a sure thing?
Right. Leading us down paths that maybe benefits someone else's manipulation.
The question isn't whether you have psi powers. It's how well you understand human nature, both in yourself and in others.